Hello again, everyone. This is Seetified. Today we're going to be talking about leverage. Will it work for you or against you? I'm going to talk about it more, the psychology behind it, and share with you some tips. So, it is important to know that leverage can work for you as well as against you. So you may already hear this a lot when you trade on, futures in whatever exchanges that you're using. But it's only when you actually start trading and using leverage that you will really understand the true meaning of this. So I like to call it the dark side or dark thoughts that invade your mind when greed really creeps in. So when you enter a trade with leverage, you're entering with a great risk behind if you don't have proper risk management. Always have a plan, and in other words, leverage can be a double-edged sword. Trades that are in profit or losses will be magnified if you easily overtrade, meaning you can have multiple entries on the same pair or same move. Again, it would be nice if the trades are going in your favor, right? But then if not, you're going to have a huge drawdown on your account, especially if you were caught in the recent 20% drop by Bitcoin. If you were using high leverage and were also opening multiple leverage trades at the same time, you would have been having a huge minus in your portfolio. The problem is people always have this vision of moon, and how much profits they can always get, but they do not always think of the flip side, that losses can be huge as well. So, the more seasoned traders understand that drawdowns inevitable, but they also minimize it so that when they are in profit, they can easily make the drawdown backs. So, how many of you are actually okay with cutting the trade if you are in a loss? Or are you hopeful that it will go up again and just hold on to it? If you always said, have that hope or hopium in you, leverage may not be for you. And it's always good to ask yourself the motivation behind using leverage. Why? Is the trade really justifiable for leverage? So let's just take an example of what an over leveraged trading combined with trading psychology could look like. So perhaps you've been winning nicely with your leverage trade so far. So you suddenly get overconfident, for your next trades. So you enter trade really big position size, no risk management, and not consistent with your trading plan. So I'm painting the worst picture possible here. But you begin to see the price fall, and then either you have no stop loss, and the price will continue to drop, and in no time you get liquidated. But because the account has high leverage, the person can easily open a bigger lot position, double the previous one in fact, and then make back your losses. If the first trade was risking 5%, then this trade can be 10%. But after several losses, the account is already cut in half, and you can no longer open the high leverage positions. So you reduce your position size, but use the maximum leverage that is allowed in your account. Soon you can really blow out your account and get wrecked. And you start blaming the market, the strategy, everything but yourself. But it's important to note that you are the one that has been executing the trades, letting the emotions get the better of you. And this actually involves a lot of stress, emotions up and down. And sometimes you have to ask yourself, is it all worth it with such volatility, especially in crypto and with Bitcoin movements? Of course, it's not saying that you can't do leverage, but you need to get your risk management in check and keep it low. And when you start revenge trading, especially with high leverage, you want to make back the money quickly, and sometimes it will work out for you if you get lucky. But will it be consistent over a long period of time? Not necessarily so. So you need to learn from your mistakes and reflect on it. And then you start, depositing more money, and then make the same mistakes, and the story goes on, and you lose money perhaps even faster because you're not thinking rationally. So what are some tips that you can use? So really rethink about leverage and reflect on this. And on what, why do you want to use leverage? What's the motivation behind? And crypto is really volatile, and there's so many coins that that is the flavor of the day, for example, that can make easily 20% moves in a day. Is it really necessary for leverage? It helps really when you do really deep breathing exercises and then really ask yourself after, what's the rationale? Why am I using leverage here in this case? And one thing that really helps to keep you grounded and not want to be tempted to use high leverage would be comparing, these profits that you can make with the monthly salary if you have a day job. This really keeps you grounded and reminds yourself that we are lucky to be in this space, and we really don't need high leverage, to earn quick money fast. Because on the flip side, if the market suddenly turns against your favor, you can lose it all, which is such a shame. Instead of using that, you can use leverage, to your strengths, and it's not limited to trading. It can also apply to yourself. If you're more introverted and more highly analytical, you can leverage your analytical capacity and emotional self-control and create a trading approach that can be successful for you. On the other hand, if you're more extroverted, your edge is perhaps the ability to feel the fear and greed of others that's, perhaps that's prevalent currently in the market, and exploit the biases in decision making that result from these emotions. And you can leverage this social competency and create an approach to trading that can be really working in your favor. So just some thoughts for you to leave you guys with. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day.